Mankind has long been obsessed with power. Time and time again, we seek ways to make ourselves stronger, physically and mentally. And yet we continually come up short of our potential. But what if there was something that could help us reach the apex of our own power? Fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe have long speculated on the location of the 6 Infinity Stones sought out by brooding villain Thanos. And while the majority of these stones have been uncovered by Marvel's finest, one remains to be seen: the Soul Stone. Throughout the years, fans have attempted to pinpoint the location of these stones using the long-standing Thanos theory. This theory hypothesizes that each letter in Thanos' name represents the location or holder of a corresponding Infinity Stone. While there have been varying takes on what each letter could mean, one fan thinks he knows where the remaining Infinity Stone dwells. That fan is Reddit user Thunderman175, who suggests that Thanos possibly knows the location of up to 2 stones, which he keeps separated, but inaccessible locations. He begins his theory by pointing out the known locations for letters T, O, and S. T stands for Tesseract, which holds the almighty Space Stone, famous for the disappearance of Captain America's arch-nemesis, Red Skull. O stands for Orb, which holds the Power Stone, originally stolen by Guardians of the Galaxy leader Star-Lord on the oceanic planet Morag. And S stands for Scepter, which holds the Mind Stone, previously wielded by Loki, the adopted son of Odin. The stone now resides in Vision's head. But what about the other 3 letters? One version of the Thanos theory suggests N for Necklace, that is, the Eye of Agamotto from Doctor Strange, which holds the Time Stone, and that A represents the Ether from Thor: The Dark World, the Reality Stone. That would leave the Soul Stone as H, which is alternatively assigned to Heimdall, the Asgardian who can see 10 trillion souls when his eyes glow orange, the color of the final stone. Or Him, the other name for Adam Warlock, who plays a major role in the comics' Infinity Gauntlet storyline, and whose entry into the MCU was teased at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is where Thunderman strays from the common theme. Instead, he theorizes that A stands for the amulet that actually holds the Time Stone. In Doctor Strange, we learn that the good doctor's amulet, the Eye of Agamotto, is indeed the Time Stone, so this would jive with Thunderman's theory. Continuing on, Thunderman proposes that letter H stands for host. Since the Ether, or rather the Reality Stone, needs a host to unlock its power, anyone can technically be a container for the stone. If you recall, when Malekith absorbed the power of the Reality Stone from Jane Foster in the Dark World, he attempted to thrust the entire universe into darkness. This means that the host could be anyone, a concept we'll revisit in a second. Finally, Thunderman postulates that the N in the theory stands for Nebula, signifying the holder of the final stone, the Soul Stone. However, Thunderman believes that Nebula does not know she holds the stone. He points to Nebula's menacing speech from Guardians of the Galaxy, specifically when she announces her plan to kill her sister and father.
As a child, my father would have Gamora and me battle one another in training. Every time my sister prevailed, my father would replace a piece of me with machinery, claiming he wanted me to be her equal. But she won. Again and again and again, never once refraining.
Thunderman suspects it's possible that Thanos inserted the final stone into Nebula during one of those operations. The idea is he'd do it for proximity reasons, since she would always be with him as his personal assassin. Thunderman also suggests that the Soul Stone could only be activated in the presence of the other stones, which explains why Nebula has never accidentally used it. It also means that to attain all the stones, Thanos will eventually have to sacrifice his own daughter to rip the Soul Stone from her body. Even worse, Thunderman speculates Thanos will use Gamora as the host for the Reality Stone, meaning he'll end up sacrificing both of his daughters to unlock the stone's strength and become the most powerful being in the universe. That is, if the Avengers don't assemble in time.